What is up, epic gamers? In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get all the A ranks on Mad Space, which is of course everyone's favorite map. No, really, this map is a pain in the ass, but it actually isn't too difficult to get the A ranks, so just watch the video and you'll be able to get them in no time. As always, we'll start with mission 1 and 4, which both have a target score of 14,000 points. Now, as with all treasure hunting stages, there's an easier way to do this if you don't mind cheating, or the harder way if you want to try and do it legit, and I'll go over both. The first way, if you don't mind doing a little bit of cheating, is getting a computer hint right away, and then pausing the game and then pulling up the Emerald Location Guide, which I'll have linked in the description. Using only the first hint, you can identify exactly where the emerald is, and since you're pausing the game while checking the guide, you can take as much time as you want figuring it out. You do get a little bit less score for using the computer hints versus not using hints. However, the time that you save by not actually searching for the emerald will easily compensate for that. And as a side note, Mad Space has this gimmick where the computer hints are backwards. If the hint is not backwards, that means you do the opposite of what it says. For example, this hint says the smallest meteorite, so I know it's actually going to be the larger one. But if you're a real gamer who wants to do this more legitimately, or you just want to try doing it without computer hints, I have some tips for that as well. You want to take a specific route to the top of the map, and along the way, grabbing as many extra points as you can while searching for the emeralds, which you'll also grab if you see them along this path. When I do this, I start by destroying the robot to the right at the spawn, then I jump down and activate my treasure scope to grab these invisible bubbles down here. Make sure you also destroy the boxes to check for some free emeralds. Then hit the spring and grab the other invisible bubble here. Take that rocket above you to the capsule planet, and here there's a few other bubbles that you can get. You don't need to get them all, but prioritize the extra life bubble in the back as it's worth the most points. I find it's easier to get that one first since it's pretty high up and it's kind of a pain in the ass to try and jump for. It's a lot easier to grab it from the rocket that you take up here. When you're done getting those, take the spring toward the bottom of the planet and that takes you to the large meteorite. Then take 3 rockets to climb all the way to the very top of the arc. When you get to the top, go left, grab the bubble on the ceiling, go around the arc, kill this noodle arm guy here to check for an emerald and get some extra points, climb back up, and this is where you'll find the golden beetle for an extra 1,000 points. At this point, you should have a chunk of points from everything that you've been grabbing along the way, and at least one of the emeralds, preferably 2 of them. From here, you just jump down to the bottom of the map, making sure to fly close enough to all the areas on the way down to check for radar pings. And be careful not to get sucked into the small meteorite's gravity so you don't get slowed down. You don't really want to get on this planet because it's such a pain in the ass getting off of it with the weird gravity gimmicks, so you only want to be here if you see there's an emerald here. If you don't get any radar pings on the way down, then check the outer platforms at the bottom of the level last. Doing it this method with no computer hints may take a few tries still to get some bad emerald locations, but I find this is the most consistent in my experience. While recording this video, I played the level 5 times doing it this way with no computer hints, and I only got the B rank once because I had to backtrack back up the level again due to some bad emerald spawns. So the best thing you can do is just keep practicing grabbing all those extra bubbles and enemies along the way. Also, one last tip, it's not really that useful, but you can make it to the small meteorite without a rocket by jumping and gliding to it. This might save you a few seconds, but I doubt it'll ever make a difference, but I might as well show it off since we're doing this level anyway. Mission 2 gives you a very generous 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get 100 rings. For this next part, I'm just going to let the whole clip play out without any editing so you can follow along the path I take. Just make sure you pay attention to when I'm using the treasure scope as a lot of the ring bubbles are invisible. Also at the end when I jump to the faraway platforms, make sure that you jump from the balcony with the red lights so you don't have to go all the way around the outer platforms. Also, since I have a second here, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody for watching my videos. We're just about to hit 9,000 subscribers on the channel, and that is seriously so amazing, so thank you guys very much for that. Mission 3 gives you 1 minute and 30 seconds. You'll find the Lost Chow all the way at the top of the map on the floating platform with the artificial chaos. Play the mystic melody behind him and make sure you kill him first because this guy is a huge pain in the ass. The portal will take you inside a series of capsules. Just keep continuing down the straight path until you reach the Chow. If you're struggling to make it in time, make sure you take the rocket under the blue lights. This one will take you all the way up to the large meteorite so you don't need to spend time going from planet to planet. And finally, this brings us to the hard mode mission. The score to beat is 12,000 points. Like in all the emerald hunting hard mode levels, this time the emeralds will be in the same place each time. The first one is underneath the large meteorite. The timing's a little tricky and your first instinct is probably just to keep gliding around in circles until you can get under it like this, but this is actually a little bit harder as you gradually slow down the longer you glide. You can get the emerald this way, but you'll see that it's really close timing. If you instead time your glide to start right as you're falling under the planet, you can see that I actually went over the emerald in this clip, showing just how much faster it is doing it this way. Honestly, both methods are still pretty difficult timing, and one just might work better for you, so feel free to try out both of them. The second emerald is on a platform under the small meteorite. It's out in the open, but the difficult part is navigating on this planet with the inverted controls and the weird gravity gimmick. There isn't really any tricks to this, it's just very painful trying to navigate it like this, so my advice is to just take it slow and steady. You do need to get a little bit of a running start in order to jump high enough to make it to that platform, so don't try jumping from directly beneath it. The final emerald is up at the very top of the arc on a floating platform near the first balcony that you see when you get off the rocket. To get this one, you're going to have to walk between these two rotating spiky balls and then do a spiral kick attack to get high enough to get to the emerald. To do a spiral kick, rotate your control stick in circles and then hit the B button to kick up into the air. This attack also comes in handy getting up to higher platforms that you can't normally jump on, so keep that in mind for future levels. I actually recommend getting this emerald first, as you might die a few times trying to get this one. I also recommend getting the small meteorite emerald last, so you minimize how much you have to walk around that wonky ass planet. It really doesn't matter what order you get the emeralds in, 12,000 points is all you need, and since you aren't spending time looking for the emeralds, you have a bit of room for error. And that's all the tips I have for you gamers today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, I'm posting Sonic Adventure content all the time, so if you love this game as much as I do, hit that subscribe button so you get more videos. If you guys have suggestions for which level I should make an A rank for guide next, leave those in the comments down below. I eventually want to do one of these for each level, but I want to do them in order of the most requested, so make sure you guys tell me which level you guys find the hardest in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay epic gamers.